Okay, you ready? So far, here's what we got. Scientists are trying to study the natural world. The natural world, okay, is made up of living things and non-living things. Everything's made out of molecules. The molecules are make up the cells. The boom, boom, boom. Good scientists study relationships. Okay, they study relationships, right? And so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna study our own relationship, the relationship between water and plant growth. Okay, we decided that we believe that if we add water, then the plants will grow. Now we want to design our experiment. Okay, how are we going to design this experiment? Okay, so to support our hypothesis or to test our hypothesis, what can we do? What do the pots need?
Water.
Water. Okay, so we have water. All of them right now are getting the same amount of water. Okay, should we change the amount of water?
Mm,
Yes or no?
yeah.
Okay, how much water do you want to put in group A? Right now it's getting 50 milliliters. So Marinela, how much water should we increase it or decrease it?
I don't think the pot can hold too much water.
Yeah, but what so let how about we just don't give it any water?
Then that plant is just gonna die
All
probably.
right, so let's check it out. So that would prove that plants need water, right?
But not too much or it'll just drown.
Okay, cool. So these ones, should we keep this water the same over here? Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, what kind of plants do you guys want to grow? Bean plants or tomato plants?
tomato.
Tomato. Okay, let's put some tomato, right? It has some soil. Should we give it some fertilizer to help it grow? Yeah?
Um,
Some fertilizer? Because plants need like some stuff in there. So we're both giving them fertilizer, right? And then we forgot this bean over here. And let's give it some fertilizer so it can grow, right? Good. And so you guys ready to see?
yeah.
All right, let's see what's going to happen in our experiment. Which plant do you think is going to grow tallest? In what group? B or C or A? Which one?
Well,
B.
B and C kind of look the same.
So they should grow about the same?
Yeah.
Who's going to have the
Same
shortest plant?
C.
Except A. A is probably gonna be behind.
Okay, so let's check it out. Let's play it. So now we have the plants. They're starting to grow. It's day 17, day 20, day 22. And what do we notice about the plant in group A?
It's
It's not
not
growing.
growing.
It's not growing because it's not getting any what?
Water.
Water.
So is our hypothesis correct?
Yeah.
There
Wait,
you
what was
go.
the thing? Wait, yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's pretty good, right? So now we have our screenshot. Whoops, let's get rid of this. Okay, all right. So now let's go ahead and take a picture of our experiment. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's copy that and let's add it to our notes. Okay, and so here we go. Now, you guys just did our virtual experiment. See that? Now, what relationship did we study?
The
Um,
relationship between water and growth and like fertilizer and stuff.
Right, water and plant
growth.
growth. Very good. Exactly. That's the relationship we studied. Now, every good scientist in their experiments, they always have these variables. You guys ready? They're called the independent variable,
And the dependent.
the dependent variable, and the last one, anybody?
What was the two?
The first one is the
Control
independent
variable.
variable. Very good. So there's the independent variable, there's the dependent variables, and there's control variables. So in an experiment, we'll always have to worry about these three things. Now, the control variables are the things in your experiment that are the same everywhere in every group. We had 3 groups. So what are our controlled variables in this experiment? What do we keep the same in all three groups?
The soil,
The fertilizer.
The
fertilizer,
soil, good. Soil, fertilizer. What else?
The plant type.
Plant type, very good. What else? How about the light?
Oh, the light.
yeah,
Yeah, right? Everybody got the same amount of light, right?
Yeah.
The light, good. The amount of light, good. See that? So those are controlled variables. Now, what depended on something else? What part of our experiment depended on something else?
The growth.
The growth, very good. What did the growth depend on?
the water,
The water, that's right. And so that's how you figure out, okay, your other two, right? So in every experiment, you're always studying a relationship, right? And in that relationship, there's always a independent variable and the dependent variable. Something is causing something else to happen, and that's what we're taking data on. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right? And why do we want to keep a lot of the things the same? Why do we want to run a controlled experiment? Because we only want the water to be the only thing that's changing, because that way we know that's what's causing the change. That's the relationship that we want to study. Does that make sense? Yes or no?
yeah,
Sort of. Now,
Mhm.
can the amount of light affect plant growth?
yeah.
Yeah, it can, right? So why isn't that an independent variable?
Um,
Well, think about it. What relationship are we studying? What was the relationship
with water and plant growth?
exactly? So that's why the amount of light we kept the same. Like we could have done an experiment where we're studying the relationship between amount of light and plant growth, but then what are we gonna have to do with the water? We're
Get
gonna have to
rid of
keep,
it?
no, not get
Oh,
rid of it, keep it the same. Because see how we change the amount of water in these groups,
yeah,
right? Because that's the relationship that we were studying. We wanted to see how the amount of water affects plant growth. Okay, makes sense?
Yeah.
Sort of. Well, I hope so. I hope so. But ultimately, that's where we're at. And if we look at our data, right? Here's our data. Here's our graph, right? Here's the plant height. Okay. Let's do a line graph. And here's the time, right? Notice, what did we learn about water? Okay, and then how about, can I do plant mass, plant bar? Yeah, that's too hard to do. Anyways, any questions, concerns on this? We'll feel good about it?
yeah, okay.
So
For
what do
the
scientists?
experiment, shouldn't we have put one with no water, one with 50, and then one with 90?
Yeah, we could have done that too. Yeah, we could have done that too. That's that. So if we did that with 90, look, we can run that experiment too, and that gives us different data and hopefully even better data, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, that's my point. Like you guys can design an experiment however you want, okay? And ultimately, your experiment is going to give you the data to see if your hypothesis is correct. Does that make sense? But for the test, make sure that you guys know this: independent variable, dependent variable, control variables, and what's the difference between the three. Okay? All right, so can you guys go to your Google Classroom, go to classwork, go to day 2, go to 1B, go to
Okay.
1B, and then open that up, and then mark it as done.
Go to
001B.
Yeah, 001B, for day 2. Mark it as done.
Go.
Mark it as done.
Mhm. Good, all right. And so now, I'm gonna go ahead and give you credit for being here today. And never leave the Zoom without me giving you credit for the day, okay?
We do this each day?